As your program get longer, you may want to split it into two separate pieces to make it much more easier to read and much more easier to work with. So this is why Python has things called modules. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new Python file. We'll call it module.py. And we're going to import our first module, import this. So I'm going to hover over it. As you can see, it says module here. So we're going to run this program with just a module, and we're going to see what it's going to do. The program runs beautifully, and it is basically a poem by Tim Peters. Beautiful is better than ugly, explicit, blah, 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 blah. And if you have Microsoft Visual Code, you can actually press Control and left click. And it's going to show you the program, the actual program. This is the actual program. It's a bunch of gibberish, but after you run this little program or this algorithm right here, it creates this beautiful poem that we just seen. Now that we've seen how to import our own module, what we're going to do is we're going to use one of our own module. What Python does actually is if I written another program called this, Python will go and find this right here, and it's going to use this.py. If I wrote it in the same folder, but if you don't write it from the same folder and it comes from somewhere else, what Python does, we'll see. Python first looks for the module right here, or the program right here, and then it goes into your Python path. As you can see, this is the path to my Python 3.9, and then to the library, and it found the this.py. If the this.py wasn't there, it would just give me an error. So that's how Python actually looks for other programs inside of your computer. So now that we understand that, we're going to type from input, because I want to get some variable. From input, which is our program right here, I want to import the name and age. The name and age. So name, comma, age. So that's how you import variables. As you can see, it says variables right. It says variable right here. A string, variable right here, another string. Perfect. So now that we imported it, we're going to do what is very, very important in programming. What you want to do in programming is actually use other people's code and add onto it, therefore creating your own code. You don't want to always rebuild your own wheel. It will take ages and ages. And this is how the internet and the programming world has been developing really, really fast. Everybody just use other people's code, and then we add onto it to create our own programming masterpiece that we want to create. So today what we're going to do is we're actually going to do the same thing. I'm going to use the input module, and I'm going to add onto it and create our own brand new program called module. Now we're going to ask you for your favorite food. Type in input if you want to ask somebody something. Input, bracket. Inside the bracket, please type in your favorite food. And then we're going to go to the next line where you can input the information. And now we're going to print our final product. We're going to format it using the F string. And then we're going to go squiggly bracket, and we're going to output the name like this. Is and then we're going to output the age, years old, human, who loves to eat, and then we're going to output your favorite food. And this is basically going to be our final product. We're going to combine these two programs together. We're going to grab this input as a module, and we're going to add it to our program, therefore creating a brand new program. So now let's run the Python file. Please type in your name. My name is Mario. Please type in your age, 45. Please type in your favorite food. My favorite food is French fries. It actually isn't, but for the sake of this video, it is. I'm gonna press enter. As you can see, we have combined these two together, and we have created a brand new program by importing it as a module. This is wonderful. This is very, very wonderful.